The XWA Live Tour is in full swing, and we are here in my hometown, New York City. And the Big Apple is about to get its first taste of Aggressor sample as he makes his way down to the ring. And if you missed his debut appearance on the season premiere of XWA TakeDown, oh boy, you missed one of the most resilient performances we have seen here in the XWA in quite some time. This man has proven that he can take just as much punishment as he can dish out. It is absolutely amazing the amount of big moves that he kicked out of from 3 different competitors. An impressive first showing by the former Vale Tudo fighter. He's going to be in for a fight here tonight, and I don't mean that in the figurative sense of the word, quite literal in fact, because the man he faces is one of the heaviest hitters in the history of the Extraordinary Wrestling Association. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hellhound, Tommy Jonas, older brother of the current XWA Diamond Champion Hayley Jonas, and a former XWA World Heavyweight Champion himself. The last man to hold the title before the beginning of the undefeated reign of the God King Orion. And mind you, Orion never pinned Tommy Jonas to win the title. I have received word that Jonas has actually spent the last year honing his craft, training at the legendary Togo Dojo in Tokyo, Japan. We'll see how that all plays out here as the Hellhound is back in full swing here in the XWA. We've got 2 of the toughest men on roster set to get it on here in the Big Apple, and the referee calls for the bell. This match is underway, and Aggressor Sample is not a man who is going to back down one bit. And we kick things off with throwing right hands on the Hellhound by the former Vale Tudo fighter, Irish Whip, and a clothesline. Little cocky in the corner, and Tommy Jonas makes Sample pay. I don't know how things work in a cage, but inside of this squared circle, it is a whole different set of rules. And in the case of the Hellhound, Tom Jonas, that is no rules at all, except put as much hurt on your opponent as possible. And how's this for some familiar tactics? Tommy Jonas pulling one out of the playbook of his little sister Hayley, and a little 2-finger salute. Right, and another right, and a third, knocking Sample for a loop. And now Aggressor, with a big boot. This is an actual evenly matched encounter. Both of these men very much akin to strikes, to hard hits. But if anything, the technical ability of Aggressor Sample being more versed in mixed martial arts and grappling and submissions should come into play should he decide that he wants to slow the pace down, which would be a very, very smart strategy on his part, because you don't want to keep it fast-paced and standing up against a brawler the caliber of Tommy Jonas, a product of underground street fights in the Motor City. At this point, Sample's got things working in his favor, but no, Jonas now backing Aggressor up to the ropes A little rope-a-dope action. Oh, it hangs him over the top. That is some serious impact right there. And you want to talk about serious impact, how about a series of strikes, a little ground and pound being demonstrated by the Hellhound. That should be something that Sample is used to. Probably not so much receiving as giving, but it's a whole new world here in the Extraordinary Wrestling Association for the former mixed martial arts superstar. And now Jonas, second rope, dropping the elbow. And the first cover of this match, 1, 2, no. Another example of the intestinal fortitude of Aggressor Sample. This man can withstand a ton of punishment, as was demonstrated in his debut match. He was so close to winning the #1 contendership for the national championship, but he'll have to go a different path, and that path starts here, but it might end in a tap out. Look at this. Tom Jonas applying a submission maneuver. This is one very uncharacteristic technique in his playbook that had to be the product of that training that I spoke of before at the Togo Dojo. Sleeper hold submission applied, but Sample able to battle his way out, and now applies a hold of his own. This one not so much a submission as it is probably just trying to wear Jonas down. He's got that arm locked just under the chin, trying to slow the momentum. And that is exactly what I said that Sample had to do. And I think that was a good call right there, especially seeing the fact that Jonas apparently has the notion of going for submissions now. Tom Jonas, ladies and gentlemen, is not a submission wrestler, but maybe that is something that you have to look out for in his repertoire this season. Oh, and look at Sample now, a series of shoulder checks, and now a variation of a Blue Thunder palm. And now Jonas is down and out at the mercy of Aggressor Sample. Front headlock. And now a snapmare over into another working hold here. Aggressor Sample now dictating the pace of this match, keeping the big man grounded. And that, like I said before, good strategy. Trying to, never mind, hang on. Look at this, Jonas back to his feet, series of elbows to the bread basket. And a knee slam right to the face. And the Hellhound is locked and loaded. What's he gonna do here? How about a classic old school gut buster? And yet another submission maneuver, this time a Boston Crab. And curiously enough, Sample is not reaching for the ropes to break up this hold. Instead, once again fighting his way out of it. Looks to me as if Jonas is trying to test the waters with these new moves, but probably not the best strategy against a man whose background is Vale Tudo fighting, mixed martial arts, so he's dealt with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Greco-Roman wrestling. He knows his way on the ground against grapplers and submission artists. And a little cockiness being displayed by Sample here after that devastating belly-to-belly suplex, kind of marveling in his handiwork here. And now putting the boots to Tommy Jonas. But Jonas with the counter. And another series of right hands, sending Sample crashing to the mat once again. And now Jonas with a series of clotheslines. And he's got Sample on the ropes, figuratively. What's he doing here now? Oh, scooping a slam and another right hand. Straight to the face. And now it looks as if Jonas is setting it up. What's he gonna do here? Oh! Number one stunner. Shades of little sister Hayley. And Aggressor Sample. Wait a second. Look at this. He just shrugged it off. Sample just shrugged off a number one stunner. And are you serious? What is this guy on? He just blew off a number one stunner like it's nothing. And now the fight has spilled outside of the ring. I do not believe this. This is shades of exactly what we saw. Oh! Act of aggression on the mat outside of the ring. This is shades of what we saw at the season premiere. Aggressor Sample just absorbing punishment and coming back for more. And that was just unbelievable. I mean, I am still shocked and amazed at just how much give this guy has. But does he have enough give for this? End of the road. And meanwhile, the referee's count has just reached 9, and these guys are still outside of the ring trading shots, and the referee just called it. The referee just declared this match a double count-out draw. But to be completely honest with you, I don't think either of these guys care. They are still going at it outside of the ring. Sample now against the barricade and eating right hands by Tommy Jonas, who is on the attack. He is on the warpath right now. But no, Sample with a counter kick to the gut. And more kicks right to the chest. This has just turned into a back alley barroom brawl. Oh, Jonas against the steel steps now. And an elbow right to the spine, the small of the back. Somebody get security out here. Well, this New York crowd, they love a good fight, don't they? Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. Until the next time, this is 3X at ringside signing off. We will see you for the next episode of XWA Live. This is nuts.